Good afternoon, folks, and happy Friday. This might be afternoon or day 29 working down here at the ranch. I did not do this on purpose, but I think there's a little thunderstorm getting ready to move in, which will give me an idea if the Taj Mahal is leaking or not. But I was going to come down here, and I mean I still might, but I'm going to try to come down here and get a little bit done. I decided to wait until later in the afternoon, folks. I walked out the door about 2 hours ago to come down here, and the heat just about knocked me out. It was so hot. I was going to come down here tonight and cook and hang out, and I kind of decided that, well, I actually started kind of gathering supplies up for cooking, and I realized there's a few things I need from the store. I had some other errands to run today. I'm just babbling on here, but I think tonight I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to try to rake this out in here and get all the stuff off the ground and possibly weed eat for an hour or so, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm either going to catch this little storm that I drove through on the way down here, or it's going to pass me by, but it's right over the corner there. It's right over the hill somewhere. So anyway, possibly day 29, possibly just piddling around down here for a little bit, seeing if this thing leaks or not, but here we go. Some lights. I'll probably gather up a couple more at some point in time. I kind of like to see how light it gets when it gets dark, but that ought to give me a little bit of light to see. Now I've got some gaps up here in the back that I can see, so I've got some of that sticky foam stuff that I'm gonna stuff up in there and kind of seal up that back wall there. Well, I'd like to go ahead and apologize right now. I brought these lanterns out. Here's the interesting thing. You can't really see it right now as much as you're getting ready to see it, but these lights start flickering the farther away the camera gets, and it gets very annoying after a while, so I apologize. All right, so that pretty much closed in them gaps pretty good. I think the storm's moved on past me. I think it seems like it's getting farther away, but I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling everything out of here and trying to rake there. Here we go. I didn't notice it until I was walking back out towards the truck. Lights look like they're like flickering. I wonder if that's going to show up on the video there. Weird. So I decided to cut in really close on a little bit of this video just so that you didn't have to constantly see those lights flickering. But the reality is those lights didn't last, but I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. I didn't really have them on for very long. I actually had turned them off when I started weed eating, but I noticed that when I was packing up and getting ready to leave this evening, 2 of them were already on red and about to die. And I kid you not, it took like 6 hours to get those things charged up and ready to bring down here. So I think tomorrow, when I go down to do some cooking, I'm going to bring some string lights, and hopefully the same thing doesn't happen that's happening here. Man, I think the neighbors are barbecuing, and it's making me hungry, even though I ate before I came down here. I'm going to have to look and see if those lights are flickering during the video, because they're not flickering in real life. So okay, so I got this pretty well raked up, kind of smoothed out a little bit. I'm going to come in here, just hit a couple of these things with the weed eater, just because I don't feel like pulling them all out of the ground. But in this little area, be ready for me to start. That was the other reason I just wasn't quite ready to get out here and get everything set up. I knew I needed to do a few things down here before I did that, and hopefully tomorrow I'm going to get out here. We're going to cook. We're not going to work tomorrow, okay, folks? Tomorrow we're relaxing and cooking, probably drinking a cold beer. So here we go. Had to get Bigfoot moved to the front of the lean-to here so we could keep an eye out on what's going on out here. All right, so this is pretty much how this is probably going to look for a while. Eventually I'm going to put some racks up here so that I can hang my stuff up, my shovels, and that way I don't have to drag it back and forth all the time. So this was another thing I wanted to try. I actually came out this morning. I brought my grandparents down, Grandpa Chet and Grandma Linda. Love you guys bunches. When we came down, I plugged in this little generator, solar generator. I don't want to say the name out loud, but maybe you can read it on there. You can probably definitely read that one. That thing has been out here all day. And it was showing it like it was charging, and it's got 0 power. I have a bigger one at the house that I'm probably going to bring tomorrow, and what I like about those is they're quiet. It kind of kicks on a little bit, but it doesn't make as much noise as the gas generator that I have. But I'm going to probably bring that down. I was hoping that one would do the trick, but then that way I could kind of keep my phone charged up and even my lanterns, because my lanterns just plug in and charge up. But I don't know what's up with that little thing. This is the second time I've tried to charge it, and I brought it out. I think we came out about 10:30 this morning. So it's been out here like 7 hours and didn't charge. So you know who you are. You need to work on that. Anyway, so this is all cleaned up. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to get this area in here weed eated, probably right along the road, and kind of get that knocked out so that it's out of the way. And then we're gonna go change out the SIM cards on the trail cams. We're gonna see if we caught anything on that. I have not gotten anything on my Vosker in over a week, so I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen any animals running about. Crows, I've seen a few crows. My grandpa actually got him a crow feather today, so he's gonna put that in his hat, and I can't wait to see it. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do some weed eating, and that way when I come down tomorrow, I feel a little bit more relaxed about just relaxing. I might burn my burn piles tomorrow. I'd like to get a little bit more rain because it's dry out here. It is dry, even though we got all that rain the other day. So anyway, here we go. Alright, we got that main area cleared up. Going to go change out these SIM cards before it gets too dark. Maverick, you better come with me, because I'm a little bit scared of the dark. So I'm going to eventually get this cleaned up. There's some wood under there I want to keep. I'm going to use some of it, but I made a mess of it here. But anyway, alright, here we go. Hopefully we got something, because I haven't seen too much activity on the Vosker the last week. But probably the next time I come down, I'm gonna get back in here, and it's not terrible, but I'm gonna probably weed eat a little bit more in here, and I want to start going that way. I've been saying that for weeks now, but I eventually want to start working me a path back that way, so I can basically try to get a trail cam set up on one of those trees, or there's another one a little bit farther back there. But I did notice that the one we caught, I think it was the last time, if not the last time, the time before, it took off and went that way. So maybe we'll find something out there. We'll see. All right, here we go. This will be the first time in many weeks that I got completely skunked out on the cameras. I didn't catch anything at all on this trip down there. Might be the neighbors with all their loud music over there. I don't know. I'm just saying. This trail here meets up with this trail. So it'd be nice to have another big full loop. And then I can keep it beat down enough that I can get my four-wheeler out there and kind of have a little lap here. These mosquitoes are eating me up right now. All right, well, if I was a betting man, I'd say we got something on this camera. Let's find out. All right, I may have to change the batteries out on that one. I knocked my little spider web down earlier when my grandpa and I walked back here, so don't have to duck out of the way of him. Anyway, I think maybe those batteries are low. It took a second for it to initiate and kick on. All right, let's go check the new one. I should have maybe slowed it down. I just let it play because I thought it was funny that all I caught was the rear end of that deer on this camera out here. But that kind of does tell me that they're coming through this area, even though I only had the one capture. But again, there's all this grass growing up in here, but I need to get back here and get this little area cleared out. That way I can actually get this camera back a little farther and see if there's something kind of coming through this way or coming from that way and leading down into that trail. So that'll be another day. All right, here we go. All right, well, it's definitely getting dark. I can't hardly see on here, but I'm starting to wonder if I turned that camera on. I think it was on the off position, so we'll see. It wouldn't shock me if I forgot to turn it on. But I think that's all the adulting that I'm going to do for the day. I'm going to probably hang out here for about another hour, let it get a little darker, see if I think I need to grab a couple more lanterns for my lean-to here, and kind of get ready for tomorrow. I'm probably going to take it easy most of the day and then go gather up a few food items to bring out and get some cooking done, but I'm kind of looking forward to that. I might go up on the roof here in a minute and just hang out, just get a bird's eye view of this little area in here. I haven't met my neighbors yet, but I hear them over there jamming out to some music, and so they seem pretty cool. At least the music I hear sounds pretty cool. So some point in time maybe I'll meet them, but I won't lie, I feel like this place is getting a little bit crowded already, because my neighbor to the north, they're starting to build something over there. across the road, they've already got a little RV and a little tent set up, and looks like they're getting settled in. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I don't have any bad neighbors, and hopefully I'm not the bad neighbor. I'm out here weed eating at 8 o'clock at night, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna relax for a minute. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when these lights are all lit up. We may go up to the roof and hang out for a minute. Here we go. Nice and lit up in there. These spiders just seem to show up everywhere I'm at. I don't know if you can see it with the light there. I can't ever tell on these cameras. No, that might be even worse. So dark you can't even see anything. That doesn't do any good, but pretty cool view up here. Well, never mind. I'm gonna do this inside. Well, folks, day 29. It was kind of short. It kind of started late in the afternoon. Wasn't sure if I was going to get anything done since I came through the rain on the way down, but definitely got quite a bit done today. Got this place cleaned up and ready to roll. And I tried to do a video up on the roof, but it's pretty dark, so we'll see if it shows up or not. But I think I'm gonna go up on the roof and hang out for about a half an hour. Kind of enjoy the neighbors' music. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. That's like the first car I've even seen for a while. But I appreciate y'all watching day 29. We're gonna do day 30 tomorrow. We're gonna cook up some food, hang out, maybe drink a cold beer. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time.